Hi, Joe Murphy. It's a continuation over the past two sessions. This is session number 3. I'm going to go into situational leadership, and I want to explain something a little bit more detailed than I did in the previous session. It's going to be a great session, so stick with me because this class is a $3,500 class that I'm giving in, I guess, 5-minute chunks that basically will give you a lot of the information. But I want to make sure you hear this. Don't neglect taking the class. Invest in yourself. If you're a C-level person, you're a manager, the president of an organization, CEO, send your managers to this class. Every time I give this class and teach people, whether they're at the director level, the vice president level, or if they're starting off, I would recommend not having anybody take this class who just started yesterday. Let them have some time underneath their belt as a manager. This is a management class. So if you're a first-time supervisor, first-time manager, give the person a couple of months and then put them in this class so they can understand it. If you're at the C level, I would take this class. I would take an abbreviated session because it is a 3-day class, 4-day class, 4 half-day classes, sessions. And there's an executive version of this, but it's an expensive class. But it's more expensive if you don't take it because your managers are going to make very big mistakes and you're not going to get the full capability out of your staff. All right, so let's go back into this quadrant diagram that I have up here. And this is one of the central points of situational leadership. And I'm thinking here when I'm trying to figure out how I want to show this in order to optimize our limited time here in this session. I'll have to come back to it. I want to go through each one of these quadrants one more time so that you can understand the development level of a person and where they are at in terms of what they need from you as a leader, what they need from you as a manager. Because when you're at a certain development level, and to reiterate from yesterday, it's based upon a task or a goal. So, for example, if I was riding a bike, and I'm a pretty good bike rider, I would say I'm at a D3. I'm not a racer. I'm not going to go a marathon, but I can go pretty far on the bike. Now, if I'm first starting off on a bicycle and I've never ridden before, you're going to put training wheels on the bike. If you remember those days, some of you may, some of you might not. But you're going to explain to me how to ride the bike. You put your feet on the pedals, you turn the pedals, and you go, and you steer with the steering wheel. Now, that's very directive, okay? So that's directing. So somebody's starting off on a new task or goal. They're going to be at D1. Now, I had a great question asked yesterday. Does everybody have to go through this D1, D2, D3, D4? I'm going to come back and I'm going to answer that question. But if you're starting somebody off on a new task or goal, and the key word is new, task, new goal, you're going to take them and you're going to direct them. Now, where I made a mistake is because I didn't want to be called a micromanager. I didn't direct them. I said, you've been in the business 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. You'll figure it out. And they would go and they would flounder. I wasted their time. I should have directed them or had somebody on my team direct them. And I'll talk about that in a second. But you're going to explain. You turn the wheels, turn the steering wheel this way, you pedal. As you go faster, you can turn the wheel, you go up the driveway, down the street. That's how you do it. And then as they start getting a little bit, frustrated because maybe they tipped over or they fell down, you're going to coach them and say, okay, now I'm going to coach you how to do it. You can do this. I'm going to encourage you, and I'm going to show you a little bit more. And you've done some good things, but I'm going to coach you on how to do it. So it goes from directing to coaching. And then as the person becomes much better on riding a bicycle, I'm going to take the training wheels off. Now, the person here needs some support. They can ride the bicycle, but they're hesitating. They're hesitating, a little bit doubtful. They're a little bit unsure of themselves. And you're going to you're going to sit there or explain to them or work with them so that you know you're supporting. Now, I'm going to come back to a couple of major things as we go through this. I'm really doing an abbreviated session. And then, of course, you delegate. Once they know how to ride the bike, you're gone. You don't need them. They don't need you anymore. They're going to go into the garage, get the bike. They're going to go off, put the helmet on. And next thing you know, they're flying on their own. That's where you want to get your people to. So in order to get here, this side, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. This side of the equation over here, you're doing more telling. In fact, you're probably doing 80-20. You're doing more telling than asking questions. This is where leadership training falls down. We start asking people questions here, when in reality, we're not supposed to be asking questions. They're just starting off. There's some people that say, "You're going to ask them questions. How are you going to do this?" Well, they don't know how. But you do ask them questions about their capabilities and development. And I'll get that in just a second. But you're telling on this side. Once you've given them a task or a goal and they haven't done it before and they're new to it, you're doing 80-20. Over here, you're asking. You're doing more asking about how they're going to do it and what kind of support they need and what kind of things that you can help them with. But you're asking. And again, it's 20-80. This is a simple mathematics. The 80-20 rule. You're asking, you're talking about 20% of the time, and mostly it's questions by asking. And you want them to be talking 80% of the time. Now, when you're going from here, you're given directions. Here's a combination of directions and coaching and asking them what they think they should do, but you are still deciding what they should do. And that's the key. You are still deciding what they should do. You're still the expert. They're not the expert yet. You're deciding down here as well. So you are the decision maker. You're deciding in these two boxes. Now, as you move over here, because they've gotten better, you're letting them decide. And that's the big step. From going from here to here is the huge step. And you say, what do you think we should do? How do you think you should do it? What kind of support do you need in order to go do it? Now, of course, to get to here, to this side, they're getting pretty capable. They're only a stone's throw away to riding that bike by themselves. And I would need for you to understand this. This is based upon development levels, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're using different styles for each one of these boxes. Now, I've been in leadership, studying leadership for the past 30 years. I've been studying it 2 hours every single day. Every single day. Saturdays, Sundays, Christmas, Easter. It's been my thing. And I've read, I don't know, hundreds, maybe thousands of books / articles. Maybe I have listened to audio programs, hundreds of hours of audio programs. But this program, I just can't believe the framework, how powerful this is. This is a powerful framework for you as a leader to develop your staff and get them through this matrix, this quadrants, to become proficient or experts. And this is what you're aiming to get your people to, where you could delegate the work and they know it inside and out. I've gone longer than I wanted to, but this is an important lesson here. And I need for you to understand this before I go on to the next one. I'm Joe Murphy, and I'm here for your success. Thanks for watching.